Hello guys, and today we're looking at Boku no Hero Academia / My Hero Academia chapter number 95, an aftermath chapter really on the back of the battle between All Might, All for One and One for All. After the conclusion of that, a few different things happen. So, first of all, news is all over the place, people are going crazy, there's chaos. And the ripple effect of this battle and the circumstances now have come about beyond that fight is quite evident in this chapter. So the first part is a conversation of the higher ups in the police, and they try to figure out what to do next. They try to do an investigation on the Nomus, and they're not really getting far with it. They've got the leader, the sensei, but all the other villains got away, and they're worrying because Shigaraki is evolving from a cognizant, from a mathematic, from a logical point of view. Strategic elements of him now are always growing, and that worries them. What also makes it worse is they've lost their symbol of peace, something that they thought would never be taken down. The public now know he's gone, or he's weakened, or he's not what he used to be. He's taken off that mantle, I guess. So you know, sometimes people put people on a mantelpiece or a pedestal. He's been taken off that because now they've seen his weakened form, and not everyone knows that he's lost his power. But the idea that he's not this unstoppable pillar of the community, the pillar of support, and basically that scares them. So the police want to do a reform. So just this battle, the idea that they relied on this one guy that they do not have anymore, means that they've got to change the whole perspective of how the police work now. So they've got to change everything to make sure that they can be more effective, otherwise they will just fall behind and lose. That's one big step. That's a big change, considering for years they've been doing things a certain way. So how this affects the hero society, I don't know. How this affects the academy, I don't know. We will have to wait and see. The next stage, or the next segment that really is in this chapter, is about the hospital scene, and it's about Gran Torino. It's about Sukachi, I think his name is. I've written it down, Sukachi, and All Might, and they're discussing the fact that All Might has lost his abilities. He's basically done. He needs to retire. They also discuss Shigaraki, and you can see All Might has a degree of regret because he should have known better, he should have done something about it. But then when they discuss the idea of Nana, his grandmama, they basically say that when her husband died and people were dying, they kept Shigaraki quite a while away from the limelight of heroes, and the idea was to keep him safe. Of course, the villain didn't want to leave that to be, and he basically has come in and basically things up. And you can see that All Might still has things that he wants to do, and Gran Torino scolds him and he says, look, you're not going to see him the same way, it's not going to be fair, it's going to be biased, and for that reason you shouldn't do it, leave it to the police. Which is fair, because if all he's going to think of himself now is his master's grandchild, then, or his child or grandchild, depending on the translation, it's never going to be anything but a victim, even though he's a villain. And that's what he says, he is a villain now. And even though the grandmother wanted the best of intentions for him, unfortunately it didn't turn out that way. So then it gets to the point about the kids. So the kids kind of separate and do their own thing. Bakugao ends up going with the police without saying a word. And the two main points after that is Shuto and Izuku. We'll start with Shuto. So Shuto goes home to find out his father's wrecked the gym, and he's like tired, and he's basically not happy with what has happened, because his goal, even though he was second and always second best to All Might, his goal was to see if he can continue chasing and catch up to All Might. Now that that's gone, it's kind of like he's got that frustration, his kind of disbelief, and he doesn't have that direction anymore. This is his time to step up and be number one. But I think in his mind, he's probably thinking he's not really number one, he's only number one by default. And that, I think there's a sense of pride there with him, and he really wants to get stronger. And I guess that's the idea of his frustration in this chapter, because he can't believe that All Might is not going to be All Might no more. And then we get onto Izuku. Izuku gets home, his mother's worried about him, he's tired, he goes, just want to go to bed, he falls asleep. And then he wakes to a text by All Might, and he runs to the beach, that same beach where he originally trained way back when, to get into the school, like 90 odd chapters ago. And he does his Texas smash, but it was kind of like a nostalgic / see I can't do it anymore type of thing. He throws a punch and Izuku falls back and he goes, look, I don't have it anymore, I can't even keep muscle form anymore, I don't have the power anymore, it's burnt out, I need to retire. And he basically says, from now on, I promise that I will spend all my energy helping you grow and fulfill your potential. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what it means. Izuku gets emotional and he goes, oh, that's not very manly, type of thing. And it's quite an emotional scene for Izuku, because his mentor, the person he looked up to, bearing in mind, if you think back to the first few chapters, when he was a young kid, when he was on YouTube, not YouTube, and he was watching the entrance video of All Might over and over and over again, he's kind of lost a piece of himself, his father figure in a way, because we never really see his father in the actual anime or manga. But anyway, it's an emotional ending, and it says the era of All Might is over. All might be over, but One for All still lives on. Let's see now that all the pressure now is on Izuku, what he can really do. We've seen him do 1%, we've seen him do 5%, we've seen him control 10%. He needs to get closer to 100% and really develop a body that can use all that power, because he's nowhere near ready. And if he's at 10% now, 100 chapters in, or 95 chapters in, he's going to get to 100% probably by chapter 1000. I'm looking forward to getting to chapter 1000. But anyway, an emotional chapter, a bit of a cool down chapter, kind of seeing the ripple effects of society and the people that are involved in the Justice Society, the heroes. We'll have to see what happens next. It's a whole week before next time comes out. In separate news, episode 12 of the anime is coming out. I need to catch up. I've really had no internet and not been able to really watch much other than upload these videos, which kind of kills my internet. And I've already used 80% of my internet in not even 10 days. So you can imagine it's not very good. But my internet is coming out tomorrow. Again, installation done, hopefully in this room. Virgin Media 200 meg, hopefully that'll make a big difference, and I'll catch up. So what I'm hoping to do is catch up the rest of the manga that I need to catch up on, which is namely going to be World Trigger and Black Clover. At some point I'll need to do an NN no Shubutai and Hinamaru Zuma chapter, as well as Platinum End, and hopefully going to catch up with One Piece anime. I'll probably do a summary of the episodes that I've missed, and then catch up and start doing weekly reviews as well. But in any case, that's all for me. Hope you enjoyed that chapter. Hope you enjoyed the review. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I greatly appreciate you doing that, and I'll see you next time. Peace.